I didn't come to run second. I came here to win, yeah. It's go time now. Whip your wheel real tight. We ain't NASCAR nice. It's a dirt track fight. You wanna make a name, you wanna go far, you gotta outrun the best of Team VLR, yeah. Another track, another night. Been working all week and got myself right. When you're on the loud pedal, it ain't time to make friends. I didn't come to run second. I came here to win, yeah. It's go time now. Whip your wheel real tight. We ain't NASCAR nice. It's a dirt track fight. You wanna make a name, you wanna go far, you gotta outrun the best of Team VLR, yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Eldora Speedway for the Schaefer's Oil Spring Fling Test and Tune. I'm Alex Robinson. Dominic Foster is my partner for tonight. William Duvall, producer for this Test and Tune. And Dom, when you think Spring Fling, it goes in. You have the Knoxville Nationals. You have the Dream. You have every big named race in real life. You think of a big race in iRacing, it's the Spring Fling.
100%. I actually came on this server late last season, so I missed the Spring Fling, but I heard about it. Everyone kept telling me every time, Alex, of how great this race was, and I'm actually pretty happy to be running it this upcoming season.
And then, oh man, qualifying, get ready to begin, and another packed house here at Eldora. And VLR has put this on phenomenal for years, and it looks like it's going to be another great year. iRacing comes out with a new model here, so it's going to be one of those tires, and it's going to be a great racing here as you see Jason Stanton in that 30 machine on the tower. It's the 30 machine. It's the one on that car. He is out for qualifying. 3 minutes, 2 laps. Who is going to set quick time here?
Alex, have you actually taken a chance to race the new late models yet on the update?
They are an entertaining thing to run. A lot of guys say it's more a real feel for the late model sessions.
It definitely is. And there you see, look at the speeds already. Dylan Wilson up to a 15.7. And as I say that, Evan Say comes with a 15.5. These guys are putting out blazing lap times right now, Alex.
Dylan Wilson, Virgil Graham, as you see the times just start kicking in. And again, you said it's blazing time so far. Evan C with that 15.5. Again, 15.5. You've never seen these times. These are record-breaking times so far as Evan C with that 15.5. As you see, there's the 127 for D1RT. It's like Majulis.
Yeah, here comes Mr. Moneybags, Alex. But everything I've seen so far, you have so much more grip in these late models now that it's so much better. And don't forget, you also have a chance to restrict your engine as well, too, during the slick. So even later on, you'll see it the same way.
So the 127 still trying to get the time down. There's that 70 of Davin Cardwell. And just look at the top 5 right now. Evan C., Logan Rumsey, Dylan Wilson, Dylan Yeager, Shane James. All these guys have either competed or have been real close to getting that black stripe here on iRacing as a pro circuit. Kendall Tucker, another guy there, Alex Bergeron, a 3-time champion. So this just shows this is the cream of the crop here tonight.
Yeah, Alex, take a look at that, though. Davin Cardwell is yet to have that left front touch the ground going around. But look at these times going in here. Everyone's saying around the 15.7. But there you see Evan and Kendall figure something out with the 5s. Blake Majulis, you know he's always got something for you, Alex.
Julius there, third quick, and he's going to stay third quick with a 15.6. So again, 15.5 is 15.6. There's only 4 guys in those timetables. Alex Bergeron at a 15.7, and then times just get a little slower back and forth. Matthew Logan there in his 41 for D1RT. He is sitting 40th quick right now. But again, full server, and we said big race. There's still a waiting list for a lot of these guys to get into this race.
Yeah, and I believe, Alex, you don't even have to be in the Spring Fling to run this one. That's just a test and tune because you got to remember a new tire model, but qualifying is over. And who was our top qualifier there, Alex?
It's Team VLR's own, the 33 of Evan C., Kendall Tucker, Blake Majulis, Logan Rumsey, and Alex Bergeron. That is your top 5 for qualifying. Here we go. Heat race number 1. And starting on the pole for VLR, it's the 33 of Evan C. And to the outside, D1RT Racing, it's Dylan Wilson.
Starting in third, it's the D1RT teammate of Trevor Fitz in the 28. And 2 is outside for Ben Motorsports, the 144 of Brent New.
VLR 69, it's Brent Carter. He'll start 5th to the outside. The 36, it's Zach McSwain.
And starting 7th for Vanderpool Racing to 17 of Brett Rolls, and 2 is outside for Slam Sin Sports to 35 of Mason Lobb.
Chase Hardy for Drew Hopkins Racing, that 110 machine. He starts 9th, and to the outside, the 30, it's Jason Stanton.
Man, oh man. Alex, did you take a look at these times, though, from qualifying? There was only one driver within a tenth of Evan there, and that was Kendall but everyone else was about a tenth to a tenth and a half slower. So Evan might have something here figuring out this new setup already, Alex.
As a lot of these guys have been battling, testing them out for the past 24 hours, and now it's testing tune time. So these guys gonna get their first feel of the competition that is going to be coming to Eldora for the Spring Fling. Evan C., Dylan Wilson, Trevor Fitz, Brent Carter, Zach McSwain. The list goes on, and this is only heat race number 1.
Yeah, Alex, this is a stacked heat race field. That top 4 drivers are going to be hard to pass, but look at McSwain back there in 6th spot. You usually don't see him that far back in any races we put on, but Alex, he's just kind of sit back there doing his thing right now.
Yeah, McSwain there in 6th. You have Brett Rowles. Chase Hardy starting in the last row. He'll be one to keep his eye on as can he get through this field. But again, there's a lot of current or former black license driver. That is your Pro Series drivers here on the iRacing server. And it just shows here. C. Wilson, we've seen these guys put on classics and heat race number 1 to start off this testing tune. It's underway with Evan C. heading us into turn 1, Dom.
And there you see Evan. He's keeping that speed from qualifying there. Dylan Wilson going a bit higher up, though. As you got to remember, like I said before, Alex, you can limit the power in these super late models now. So he might be able to run the slick a bit better. But there you see some contact in the back. But here we go. Evan C., Dylan Wilson, Trevor Fitz, round out your top 3 right now, Alex.
See Dylan Wilson, Trevor Fitz, your top 3, and they're starting to pull away already. Carter, Rouse, McSwain, Hardy, all those guys battling, and we got our first caution out here in heat race number 1.
Let's take a look. I believe Chase Hardy was involved in that one, Alex. We took a look at Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. There you see a slight bit of contact there, and that's all it takes because everyone keeps saying you have to fight the tightness on these new models here, Alex. So looks like you just got a little hit, and that's all it took.
You will see a lot of these things. You might. I want to ask you your opinion. I've noticed you're either tight or you're loose. There's no real even until you really get a good feel for these new models.
Yeah, Alex, I've driven them a couple times. I haven't put as much time as any of these guys have. I'll tell you that much. But they definitely. You have to hit it just right, or else you're going to be going one way or the other. And either way, it's not a fun one, Alex.
Never a fun one indeed, but here we go. Hardy and Lob in the pits right now, so they will have to join us later in a consolation feature event to see if they can make it onto the A main. Again, we said it before. This is your first test between all these guys for that Spring Fling. And Evan C. right now, he looks like he had a leg up there on that start, but can he hold off Wilson and Fitz here in this heat race?
Yeah, Alex, it looks like Evan C. He's probably within the most time here. As you see, he's got this figured out, dialed down. He was the quickest in qualifying. He's had a commanding lead throughout this heat race here. A good start will always help you out, but a good start can always be negated if you don't know what's going on. And Evan definitely knows how this track is going to go out with his car. He takes us to the green flag again, Alex.
Green flag back out here, that 33, another good start. As you see, there's a slick patch in the middle of the track, but then there's some grip up there, and then another slick top side. But Evan C., he's on that bottom side right now. He knows where the place to be is that bottom side because there's a whole bunch of moisture, whole bunch of grip there, but Dylan Wilson has company, and it's his teammate of Trevor Fitz, Dom.
It definitely is. Trevor Fitz right there looking to the inside of Wilson. Looks like he's trying to set him up for a slide job, but Alex, as I said before, sometimes you push with these. People don't realize, though, this new tire model actually changes the track drastically. So you'll have a bit of a rougher track there. It can make slide jobs harder to get. So Fitz and Wilson are going to have a great battle here. Fitz got to find a way around or hope that Dylan Wilson gets slightly tight and pushes up just a little bit. As you see right there, Dylan Wilson gets a great run coming out of the corners, Alex.
3 to run here. C. Fitz, Wilson, still your top 3. Zach McSwain, he's starting to make his run up there. He's in the 4th spot, but Fitz finally going to try and make a move to inside of Dylan Wilson. Wilson on the outside, Fitz on the bottom side into turn 1 and 2. 2 laps to run. Evan C. Well, boys, he said, I'll see you later.
Yeah, there you have it, though, Alex. You see 2 very different lines going here. As you see, Wilson on the top side, Fitz on the bottom. There's everything there, but white flag for Evan C. He's running that bottom side, and he has not given up. He just looks like he's out for a Sunday stroll, Alex.
Through 3 and 4 he goes. It's the 33 for VLR. Evan C. wins heat race number 1. Battle for second looms on. Trevor Fitz, he takes home second. Dylan Wilson, he will take home third.
There you see Zach McSwain up a couple spots. Brett Rolls, Brent New, Brent Carter, and Jason Stanton will round out your running order there for heat race number 1.
So again, C, Fitz, Wilson, and McSwain, plus Brett Rouse. That was your top 5 here in heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 is getting gridded up. Starting on the pole, it will be the 00 of Kendall Tucker for Swindell Speed Labs. To the outside, the 48, it is Dylan Yeager.
Starting third for D1RT Racing, it's the 44 of John Rogerio Jr. To his outside, it's the 8 of Cole Newhaflin.
Starting in the 5th spot, the 77, it is Robert Fletcher. To the outside for Mid-South Dirt Slingers, the 22 of Brennan Weeks.
Starting 7th, it's the 041 for D1RT Racing, Matthew Logan. To his outside for T-Berry Motorsports, the 14 of Ben Lewis.
Trent McLeod in the 58, he will start in the 9th spot. To the outside, the 32, it's Bryce Lucius.
And man, oh man, Alex, we've talked about stacked heat races. Well, heat race number 2 is stacked, and we still haven't seen half of the other drivers here that have that pro license or about had it, Alex.
Yeah, so you have Dylan Yeager, another guy who has fought for years for a pro license. Kendall Tucker, he's had his experience there. You have John Ruggiero Jr., who drives in real life, and he won at Charlotte last season, so he's one to keep your eye on. Cole Newhoff, and he has a lot of pro experience to himself. But then you have, Brennan Weeks, Matthew Logan, a lot of these underdogs starting in the back, but they can capitalize real quickly here.
Yeah, Alex, just kind of, this new setup made a bit of a more level playing field, so it's how much time have you put in since the update on Monday to figure out how these cars drive to get your setups dialed in? And tonight's a great way to get this dialed in for a spring fling to test how they drive. Because like I said before, these tracks are going to be a little bit different, Alex.
The drivers I was walking through, talking to some of these drivers before tonight, they said some of their cars failed tech inspection a few times, so they had to make their adjustments. Will work out for them. A green flag out for heat race number 2. And whoa, man, somebody went around there, and upside down, it's the 8 of Cole Newhoffen.
Man, Alex, you see there, though, here's take a look at our Ultimate Dirt Instant Replay. But look at that, going in a little bit 3 wide there, right beside Ruggiero, and it looks like there you see, as I said before, sometimes these cars will just get tight on you. It's kind of like real life. You have to fight the tightness of a late model, and it just took the end of it right there, and that's all she wrote, Alex.
As we see that track getting a little more wear and tear in it, that top side getting a little more slicker. And for a lot of these drivers, they've talked about it, these cars will push like a dump truck when it gets slick. You see the slide jobs, especially when it gets slick, but now it's changed the game a little bit because you said the tightness, the looseness of these cars, depending on how you drive it, now you're going to add that push to it when it gets a little slicker in this track. It's going to be an interesting night, and you got to think for those guys who qualified and they're in heat race 3, 4, and 5, they haven't touched the track since qualifying.
Yeah, Alex, it's definitely going to be a bit of a different track, but as you keep watching, though, you see the fast line appears to be at the bottom right now. There's not much slick down there. You see him, Kendall Tucker running it whenever he was took that lead there. Evan was running it in his heat race and had pretty comfortable going on. So that bottom side may be, but you saw Dylan Wilson working the top side, right up against that wall, running the Jack Hawkins shield line. And what a line that is to run if you can do it properly, Alex.
Cotton Shield, they call him the wild child for a reason. It's because when you're fighting that high side, you have to be a wild man sometimes to run it the whole race. And, well, you've seen it here a few times. These guys will go desperate times, call for desperate measures. Heat race number 2 is back green into 1 and 2. It's still the 00 of Kendall Tucker.
Yeah, Kendall Tucker right there. But take a look. Dylan Yeager, John Ruggiero. Here you see 2 separate lines going again. One's going through the middle. Like you said, you have a little bit more tightness now, Alex. So you can run where that slick stuff is just a little bit better. Here you see that inside line maybe coming. We got 3 wide battle in the back, though. There you see Brennan Weeks, Trent McLeod, Matthew Logan, all right there fighting for it. Robert Fletcher's kind of pulling away to go up into to actually battle Dylan Yeager there, but Trent McLeod under heavy pressure right now from two cars, one to his inside, one to his outside, Alex.
These cars are battling there. Matthew Logan, Trent McLeod. You have Brendan Weeks back there a little bit. He's battling with Lucius as well. But these battles are all for good starting spots, either in the feature or consolation. Tucker makes a mistake. John Ruggiero Jr. takes the lead on the bottom side. It looks like Tucker might have hit that inside wall on the bottom side. And the 44 for D1RT capitalizes as now he takes heat race number 2 lead into turn 1 and 2, Dom.
Yeah, there you see it. Just a slight mistake is all it takes. But there you see Kendall Tucker's battling back. He's done this quite a while, Alex, so he knows what he has to do. Just be consistent, get his spot back. And you see him charging to the inside of his air, but he's only got 2 laps to get that pass done, Alex.
Kendall Tucker now trying to capitalize here on that 44, who's still trying to fight through a line here as he went up top, went to the bottom. Now he's in that middle side, and the middle looks a little bit slower than the bottom still. As the 00 is catching up here. White flag in the air for Ruggiero Jr. Tucker tried to make a move here. He might have cost himself too much time here. Down the back straightaway, the 44 enters turn 3 and 4, and heat race number 2 goes to the 44 for D1RT. It's John Ruggiero Jr.
Yeah, look at that battle. Kendall Tucker, though, he have to go to the official scoring for that, Alex. I think Dylan Yeager might have been right there at the end of that one. So your top 3, Kendall Tucker made a slight mistake in turn 2, and it cost him throughout, Alex.
There it is. John Ruggiero Jr. takes home heat race number 2 win. Kendall Tucker, Dylan Yeager, Robert Fletcher, and Matthew Logan round out the top 5. Trent McLeod, Brendan Weeks, Ben Lewis, Bryce Lucius, and Cole Newhoff, and that rounds out your 10-car field. Heat race number 3, and on the pole, the 127, it's D1RT's own Blake Majulis to the outside, the 3 of Shane James.
And starting third, it's the 47 of Jay Place, and to his outside, the 4 of Huey Quillen.
Going in the 5th spot, it's the 2 of Dylan Hauser to the outside for Davin Cardwell Racing. It's the own Davin Cardwell.
Starting in 7th, it's the 157 of Drew Hopkins for Drew Hopkins Racing. To his outside, the 45 of Jarrett Jones.
Christopher Davis, he'll start in that 9th spot from Texas, and to the outside, the 15. It's Ryan Flatten.
And Alex, look at this right here. You got 4 drivers who did battle throughout the Pro Series all last season. Blake Majulis on the pole, Davin Cardwell, Dylan Hauser, and Drew Hopkins. A little bit farther back, but man, oh man, Alex, we got some stacked heat races again coming through, and I don't even know what to say about this one, Alex.
Yeah, this is going to be another dog fight, and remember, we've seen the battle, the dog fight at Eldora. Drew Hopkins, Hauser, Cardwell, Majulis, they all battled up front in the top 5, top 10. And again, you enjoy this action. VLR, Spring Fling, that Schaefer's Oil Spring Fling coming up in this month. It'll be happening April 29th, a 2-night event. 120 super late models will take to the track at Eldora Speedway. And man, oh man, it is going to be an entertaining night. You'll have to tune into that one. A lot of money up for grabs, and yet some pride, because that's the biggest race on iRacing to date.
It definitely is, Alex. You see Blake Majulis taking us to the front. You got to remember, though, 4 drivers who did battle in the Pro Series, 3 drivers going to the A main directly from this. So it's going to be interesting battles. There you see Huey Quillen under heavy pressure. He's got Dylan Hauser, Davin Cardwell, and Shane James all right there, side by side. 3 wide going into turn number 1, Alex.
On Hauser, he takes over that 3rd spot, but how long we will ask, because contact back there, as now there goes Huey Quillen. He's going to drop back some contact between, it looks like, Hopkins and maybe Cardwell, as now everyone moving and grooving through this into turn 1 and 2 now, but man, a lot of movers and groovers already here with only 2 laps in the book.
Yeah, but take a look at this battle for the final transfer spot between Dylan Hauser and Shane James. Hauser go through the mini slide job there. James going to look to the inside, but Hauser might have this figured out, but look at this 5-car battle right back here, Alex. 5 cars all under a blanket. See Davin Cardwell, Drew Hopkins, Huey Quillen, Ryan Flatten all right there. Man, oh man, what a battle we got going on, Alex.
A lot of these drivers have new paint schemes. They're repping out some new paint schemes here for this big race coming up. Dylan Hauser, he has that 3rd spot. Jay Place, though, for VLR Racing. He's in second right now. Hasn't had a battle so far as he's just been moving on that bottom side in second. But Dylan Hauser in the 2, trying to make that high side work. Now he's going to go to the middle side.
Yeah, they're definitely searching, finding some lines right here because during the feature tonight, top 3 is not really going to have much of a run until the feature. And we've got more heat races and consolation races to go through, Alex.
Yes, you see that top side, it's a little darker slick than the rest of the track. You see the bottom side, that middle side coming in, getting a little bit more wear and tear. White flag in the air for the 127 as he comes through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway he goes. And through 3 and 4 for the final time, 127. D1RT, it's Blake Majula as he wins heat race number 3.
There you see Jay Place, Dylan Hauser, your top 3 going to the A main tonight. Shane James, Ryan Flatten, Jarrett Jones, Huey Quillen, Davin Cardwell, Drew Hopkins, and Christopher Davis will all see in consolation races later tonight. But man, Alex, they don't call him Mr. Moneybags for nothing.
Is again Majula's, Place, Hauser going on to the show. Shane James, Ryan Flatten, Jarrett Jones, Huey Quillen, Davin Cardwell, Drew Hopkins, and Christopher Davis. They will be going to consolation actions. Here we go. Heat race number 4. And on the pole for Slick Sim Sports, it is the 31 of Logan Rumsey to the outside, the 25 of Austin Carr.
And there you see for Slick Sim Sport in third, it's the 331 of Dustin Hall to his outside, the 97 of Rocky Battenfield.
34, D1RT, Scooter Black, he will start 5th, and to the outside, it's his teammate, the 84 of Clay Dedmon.
Starting in 7th, it's the 46 of Matthew Selby to his outside, the 07 of Howard Weaver.
Felix Roy in the 91, he will start 9th, and to the outside, Bryce Fauntleroy. Yeah, that I got that right, actually. He will start in the 10th spot.
Man, Alex, we've got it going here. I don't know what chat you're watching, if you're watching the Ultimate Dirt TV or the VLR chat, but everyone on the VLR side over here saying that you're going to lose speed running that middle line. It's just not hooked up yet. And Alex, I think you're going to see some drivers try to make it work, but keep an eye on them falling back a little bit.
And one person to keep your eye on. Starting in that second to last row, that 07, Howard Weaver. You haven't really heard that name before. He's had a pro license, haven't heard the name for a while, but now he comes back out here for the Spring Fling. He has a lot of moving to do through this field if he wants to make that feature event tonight.
Yeah, Alex, I think the way to do it, though, you saw Blake Majulis kind of running the top into the bottom with the diamond down. That might be the way to do, that wild child line up top. It's called that for a reason, especially at Eldora, and man, that seems to be the quickest way around right now.
As you see pace truck off, green flag out, heat race number 4 is underway, and the 41 Logan Rumsey leads us in to turn 1 and 2. You see Dustin Hall, Austin Carr, Rocky Battenfield as all these cars battling it out. That battle for the final transfer spot and second. Carr has the second spot right now. You see Clay Dedmon now trying to put his hat in the mix here for one of those transfer spots, and man, oh man, that's lap 1. We're 3 wide going into 1 and 2.
Yeah, we're going to say 3 wide here, but take a look at Austin Carr running that top side. He's found the speed there. Dustin Hall under heavy pressure from Rocky Battenfield, though, trying to keep that final transfer spot. You see Battenfield right on his tail right there. Going to the top side, which, get a run off the top side, get it going there, but it gets a little bit cut off from Dustin Hall. Now he's 3 wide in the back, battling for 4th. A little bit of contact into the wall, though, is, like I said, slightly tight, and that is all she wrote on that one. Rocky Battenfield back around, and Alex, I believe our caution is out for the first time in heat race number 4.
Here we go, Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. You saw it live, but we're going to watch this again. There's that 97, gets a little bit of contact, then hits the wall, and then, there was no saving that one after coming down on that wall, and, gets collected by 2 more drivers, so a lot of contact on the 97. He's going to try and save some of his positions here as you have a few more laps to go. Can he get in that he doesn't have to run the whole soup here tonight?
Yeah, definitely not. But Alex, take a look at that board right there. You're talking about Howard Weaver before. He is up to 5th position now. Moved up quite a bit, and just taking a look right there. He's come up to the field Only 3 are going for it, though, so it'll be interesting to see if he gets it, Alex. There's only about 5 laps left.
Well, 5 laps left. You see Rumsey, Carr, those two on the front row. Carr has a lot of speed. We saw him battling it out with Hall and Dedmon. Howard Weaver now. Again, we said it, and we'll say it again. At 07, he has the pro experience. He knows what to do on these slick tracks. But you have also Logan Rumsey, Dustin Hall, Clay Dedmon, all these guys who have fought against pro drivers or have ran themselves as a pro driver. So, 3 go on to the feature, everyone else to the soup. This is going to be an interesting run for that 07.
Yeah, it definitely will be there. You know what? That caution might have helped him out the best he can, though. He started on the inside there, and you see the inside going up to the top. Might be the way to go because you'll have start right behind Rumsey, who you just got to time that right. You could hop up into the 4th already, straight off the start, and have to only get 1 more spot, Alex.
Here we go, green flag back out halfway, 4 down, 4 to run here. Logan Rumsey back out in front here. That battle for second, that battle for third even, as Carr holds on to second out of turn 1 and 2. Now, Dustin Hall has some company as here comes that 07. Howard Weaver, he makes a move as he comes into the 4th spot. He is 1 spot out from the transfer spot as they go into 1 and 2.
There you see it there. Dustin Hall under heavy pressure against a hard charger of Howard Weaver. Clay Dedmon right behind him. Austin Carr, Logan Rumsey, 1-2. Carr closed in on Rumsey there, but here you see Howard Weaver looking to the inside of Dustin Hall, running to the bottom side. Going to try and get that slide job going there, but thanks better of it. Hall's going to get around to the top, but Weaver's got such a good run coming off that bottom side. As we were saying before, they're saying that middle line's not there yet, Alex. It looks like it's proven that bottom side is where we're white flag this time by.
White flag is out. Rumsey in charge of this heat race. That battle for third is on, but through 3 and 4 for the final time, the 41. For Slick Sim Sports, Logan Rumsey. He is going to win heat race number 4, Austin Carr, and Howard Weaver. He is going to make the run to get the final transfer spot to the show.
Man, up 5 positions there, Alex, to get that final transfer spot in heat race number 4.
So there it is. Logan Rumsey, Austin Carr, Howard Weaver. Those 3 going on to the show. Dustin Hall and Clay Dedmon. That'll round out your top 5. And then Bryce Font, Leroy, Felix Roy, Scooter Black, Matthew Selby, and Rocky Battenfield. They will go on to the soup later on tonight. But here we go. Heat race number 5. And on the pole, it's a 3-time Sprint Car World of Outlaw champion, Team ABR Esports. It's Alex Bergeron to the outside. Virgil Graham in the 42.
And starting third for Team VLR, it's a 37 of Randall Carter. To his outside, the 75 of Travis Creech.
Chris Fisher in the 5. He'll start 5th to the outside. It's the 16 of Gregory Rory.
And starting 4th row inside, the 29 of Chance Carr. To his outside, the 124 of Brandon Bolton.
Jesse Wall in the 49. He'll start 9th to the outside. It's the 50 of Daniel Powell.
And Alex, how much do you think Alex Bergeron's going to be affected? Not racing since qualifying, started on the pole of this heat race, but he's got to sit there and wait. And this track is going to be 100% different than what he was used to before.
And we can both say it here, as you said. Alex Bergeron, a full sprint car driver, 3-time World of Outlaw sprint car champion. He's made the Pro Series in late models, but this isn't how late model tracks usually are. At this time, with this many cars, this track would be a little more slicker and a little more darker, but now you see there's wear and tear in the middle there. There's a lot of moisture on the bottom. There's still that top side, and even you see right here, there's a middle line getting ready to come in. So now, can he make the right move, or can someone like Virgil Graham, Randall Carter, take advantage of him not knowing where to go and take advantage and win this heat race?
Yeah, that'll definitely be a way to do it there, Alex. But as you said, if there's anyone here who I still believe that top side is the way to go, I believe Bergeron will be the one to find the quickest line around here. As you case the green flag coming out of turn number 4. He's on the loud pedal. Virgil Graham, Randall Carter, hot on his heels going into turn number 1.
Alex Bergeron leads us into turn 1 and 2. That 12 machine, again, that bottom side looks like it's the place to be still on this track. Now they're going to slide up, go to that middle line as the 12. The battle for second is on as you have a 3-car battle. Graham, Carter, Creech, all battling it out here for the second spot. Carter had him at the line now, but there's Virgil Graham. He's side by side there, the 42, the 37, into turn 3 and 4. The 42 got some contact with the wall.
Yeah, there it is. But you see that middle line might be coming in. A bit of a slider line going. There's Alex Bergeron up top running that hot and shield line. But look at the run he gets coming off of it. Randall Carter, though, in second place. Virgil Graham in third. Travis Creech, though, looking at that final transfer spot right there. Putting the pressure on Virgil, but Virgil just not fazed by it whatsoever. Going to try and take second away from Randall Carter.
Randall Carter in that second spot. Graham, Creech. Creech is on the outside looking in, but as we've seen, these leaders have walked away like always in these first 4 heat races. Bergeron doing the same thing because the battle for second has always cost some time for them, and it looks like it again because you have Carter, Graham. They've been going at it since the start, and there you see Jesse Wall, Daniel Powell. They're off the pace there, so maybe some contact with them all, maybe with each other, who knows. But again, we are closing in. Bergeron still out in front, and that battle for second between Carter and Graham still going at it.
Yeah, there you see Graham looking to the inside of Carter. Carter's running that middle line, which appears to have started to come in, Alex, as he gets a great bite off of that one right there. But here you see Alex Bergeron, and the yellow flag is out, Alex. 3 laps left to go this time by. And, well, as you see, you got 2 cars in the pits, Travis Creech and Chance Carr. So we're going to sit here and take a look at Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. Take a look what happened, Alex.
Here we go into 1 and 2. The 75 is up top, hits the slick. Ooh. And he just hits the slick, comes down a little bit, and then, just problems down on the back straightaway.
And there you said, you were talking about it before, Alex. You're either fighting it tight or you're fighting it loose. And it looks like he fought just a little bit loose, hit the slick, a little bit too much gas probably, or, just a little bit too much wheel spin coming off the corner. Car goes straight, usually you stomp it down at that point, but right, too much in the corner, he just went right around, Alex.
We talked about, that slick's coming in, and with these a lot of throttle here, so it'd be interesting later on when this track gets slick, we could probably get it on board later on when it's really slick. If you're spinning those tires, you're going to be fighting the car a lot, and you're going to see those steering wheels trying to keep it straight and steady. But here we go. Dash to the finish. Bergeron, Carter, Graham. Can somebody fight off that 12 machine and take away the win? Can Carter take another heat race win for VLR? Can Bergeron take the lone win for Team ABR? Or can Virgil Graham or somebody else take it for their stable? We'll find out. Green flag back out for heat race number 5.
And there you see Alex Randall Carter right back to that middle side. Bergeron's going to throw a main slider, but look at the run Carter gets coming off of turn number 2. So look at the inside of Bergeron, getting ready to throw a slide job there. Bergeron to the high side. Carter, though, takes the slider line right there. 3 wide coming to the stripe. Carter for that one. White flag this time by as Bergeron's back to the lead, Alex.
Bergeron to the lead, but here comes Carter to the outside. Side by side, they go side by side as Fisher and Graham for the final transfer spot. Bergeron throws a haymaker for the heat race, but Carter ducks under, photo finish the line. It looks like VLR is going to get another heat race win as Randall Carter takes home heat race number 5. And oh man, that green-white checkered put on the burners here tonight, folks, to end our heat race action. So here we go, final grid. Randall Carter takes home heat race number 5, Bergeron, and Chris Fisher gonna take home that final transfer spot. Virgil Graham, Gregory Rory, Brandon Bolton, Daniel Powell, Jesse Wall, Chance Carr, and Travis Creech. Consolations, and here we go, D-main time, folks. And starting on the pole for the D-main in the 36, it's Zach McSwain. To the outside for Slick Sim Sports, it is Dustin Hall.
And starting in third, it's 0-4-1 for D1RT, Matthew Logan. To his outside, the 16 of Gregory Rory.
Garrett Jones in the 45, he will start 5th. To the outside, VLR, the 69, it's Brent Carter.
Starting in 7th, it's the 91 of Felix Roy. To his outside, the 14 of Ben Lewis for T-Berry Motorsports.
Jesse Wall in the 49. He will start ninth to the outside for Drew Hopkins, racing the 157 of Drew Hopkins, and rounding out the field the 35. For Slam Sim Sports, it is Mason Lobb.
So, Alex, 3 drivers from each of these B mains will sit there and go to the feature. And you've got to think, Gregory Rory coming off that last heat race, probably the best bet right now due to knowing how this track is, Alex. But Zach McSwain sitting in first place, Dustin Hall. Only 3 drivers get to make it, though. So it'll be a quite interesting race here, Alex. You got 12 laps for this one.
So 12 laps, and the one thing, you see who's starting on the pole here. Zach McSwain in a B main, Dustin Hall, Matthew Logan, Brent Carter, the list goes on. But here's the thing. With only 3 going on and a lot of talent, some of these guys might miss the show.
Yeah, Alex, how would it feel though to sit there and say, Brent Carter, Felix Roy, Zach McSwain, Matthew Logan, some of those guys could miss the feature tonight. And that is something you don't see. You see Zach McSwain, though, taking us to the green flag from first position there. That's something pretty normal, Alex.
Zach McSwain with the good jump, but you see Dustin Hall. He is trying to fight as well here. Matthew Logan holds on to that 3rd spot, but he has Gregory Rory behind him. Battle for the lead is already on as Zach McSwain, Dustin Hall. These 2 have went at it for months here on the iRacing server, and they're back at it. You see now Matthew Logan. He is trying to avoid that because you don't want to be in the 3rd spot in one of those transfer spots because then you have the rest of the pack coming after you.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be there under pressure from the rest of the pack. But at the same time as well, too, Alex, that's one less spot in the feature you have to make up as well, too. And that could mean the difference between a 2nd place and a 1st place finish.
Yeah, a lot of difference here. This is for starting spots. If you are fighting in that top 3, as you see McSwain, though, he is starting to say, see you later, boys, as he is out in front by a good margin. Matthew Logan, he is starting to slightly creep away from Dustin Hall as now Rory sneaking up on that one machine of Hall. Here we go. You see Brent Carter, Felix Roy, those guys coming after that final transfer spot, and we are only 4 laps in, and the battles have been heated.
Yeah, definitely. There you see Matthew Logan did what you told him. Be in 2nd. Don't be in that pressure spot right there. Greg Roy, though, coming off the heat race, he knows how this track is. He was the last heat race out on the track right now. See him going to the middle side, trying to get past Dustin Hall. But now he's under fire from Brent Carter. And man, oh man, we got 3 cars for this final transfer spot right here, Alex.
There we go. You see 4 cars going at a little contact there as Brent Carter trying to join the rest of his VLR teammates in a feature event here tonight. McSwain, he's out in front, though. Matthew Logan. Dustin Hall, he has 3 cars knocking on his door trying to get that transfer spot. And now as you have Carter, Rory, Roy, and Jones all coming after him there as everyone wants to make the show here tonight.
Yeah, Alex, that's a lot of talent sitting in the rearview mirror of Dustin Hall. You saw Logan, he went up to 2nd. He's pulling away now, making sure he's out of it. But Dustin Hall has 3 drivers hot on his tail. He has to hold off. There you see a slight mix-up there, though. As Hall goes around, and man, oh man, Alex, that's exactly what you don't want to see if you're in a final transfer spot.
Man, oh man, chaos. And it's a little bit of one of those, you either make it or you break it here tonight. And a lot of these guys want to make this feature and see how this track gets. But here we go. You see 3 wide coming into turn 1 and 2. And just Brent Carter trying to fight there. As you see, he was fighting 3 wide. And I don't think he was paying attention to that 3-3-1 in front of him. But when you're in a 3 wide battle, you're more worried about the guys outside of you.
Yeah, definitely on that one, Alex. And, it's sad to say because that was a great fight. Dustin Hall was right there. He's got 3 laps to try and get back up to the front. But, right there. Now we've got a 4-car battle. It shuffles everyone back. Zach McSwain right on the heels of Matthew Logan, who seems to start get it figured out for the end of that run there, Alex.
McSwain, he had a comfortable margin, but now he's got to hold off because Logan, Rory, and Roy, those 3 guys have had strong runs through this B main, but McSwain just had the jump. Now on this restart, if McSwain messes up, he could end up going from the front all the way to outside of a transfer spot.
And Alex, that's that caution's the last thing McSwain wants to see. You know, when you're comfortably up that much, you don't want to actually have to go back at all to the rest of the field, because now it's a 3 to 4 lap shootout, and all it takes is one mistake, one mess up, one time getting tight or loose, and you're out of the feature tonight.
Nice route on the pace truck. It's going to duck in out of turn number 4, and we will get B-main action back underway. Pace truck in, green flag back out, and McSwain does what he does best. He gets a good start, but look at Gregory Rory. He got the jump that he needed. He went in that second spot, but now Matthew Logan is going side by side with him, and Logan said, you're going to get the pressure of Felix Roy, as Roy is right there behind him. He is on the outside looking in. You have Lob, Jones, Lewis. Those three going 3 wide back there. 2 laps to run. McSwain still out in front.
Alex, take a look at Felix Roy, though. What a run from him. He was way in the back of this one. Now he's battling Gregory Roy for that final transfer spot. That top side looks to be coming in hard in this race, as you see Roy just drive right around Gregory Lob. Mason Lob, though, right there, throws a slider on Roy. Now he's got to try and catch Felix. But Lob gets into the wall, and that could be all she wrote for Lob right there. But you see McSwain take us to the checkered flag this time by McSwain, Logan, and Felix Roy all advancing to the A main, Alex.
So that is a heck of a run. Zach McSwain gonna make the show not the way I think he had a strong car. Everyone saw it in the heat race, but he ended up being outside, had to run this extra race. But McSwain, Logan, Roy, going on to the show, keeping their hopes and dreams alive here tonight for this test and tune session. And man, oh man, it's been some good racing. But here we go, your final results for B-Main number 1, Zach McSwain, Matthew Logan, and Felix Roy. They're going on to the feature. Gregory Roy, Dustin Hall, Jarrett Jones, Ben Lewis, Jesse Wall, Mason Lobb, Brent Carter, and Drew Hopkins. Take what you learned here tonight. Get ready for that spring fling coming up. B-Main number 2, and on the pole, the double 7, it is Robert Fletcher to the outside from Pennsylvania, the 42 of Virgil Graham.
And starting third, it's the 15 of Ryan Flatton to his outside, the 144 of Brent New.
Bryce Alt Leroy, he is going to start in the 5th spot to the outside. Mid-South third slingers, the double deuce, it's Brennan Weeks.
And starting in 7th, it's the 5-0 of Daniel Powell to his outside, the 70 for Davin Cardwell Racing, it's Davin Cardwell.
Drew Hopkins racing the 110. It's Chase Hardy. He'll start 9th to the outside. The 46 of Matthew Selby.
And starting in your last row in 11th, it's the 8 of Cole Newhoffman. And to his outside, the 97 of Rocky Battenfield. And Alex, I don't think this is a start Davin Cardwell had for the night. You know, Virgil Graham lost the transfer spot at the last lap coming out of the corner there. So he's definitely not happy about being here. So, you know, Robert Fletcher is sitting there first. He might have a couple battles going. He's got to hold off to, you know, keep a couple extra spots for that race if he makes it the transfer.
You see, you got the young man, Chase Hardy. He's starting in the back. Rocky Battenfield, Davin Cardwell, all starting. They're going to have a long way to go if they want to make this feature. But Robert Fletcher, Virgil Graham, Ryan Flatton, all 3 of them, as you see, they were all 1 spot short of making the feature. Graham, we saw him in the final heat race. Man, he was on rails around that track. Now he needs to secure his spot in that feature event.
There you see, Alex, lights are out in the pace truck. We are going green, 12 laps, 3 cars going to the feature here. Robert Fletcher going to take us to the green flag this time by. What a start by Fletcher. Ryan Flatton, though, looking to his inside, and looks like got a little bit tight. And, man, everyone keeps it clean, keeps it green. Robert Fletcher now back in third, though. Virgil Graham looking to the inside of Flatton. You got 3 cars, though, battling for that final transfer spot.
Virgil Graham, you see him on that bottom side. He's trying to still see if it's alive there. Ryan Flatton in that 15. He's become accustomed to seeing him on that top side, and he's working it right now. He's going to use a little bit of a slider line there in turn 3 and 4. As you see, look at the mid-pack here to the back. As a low, man, a lot of contact there. We are still green, though, in this B-main. A lot of the guys had to save it, but this helps. Chase Hardy, he's in the 4th spot.
And Chase Hardy, the best benefactor of that one, he's now 1 spot away but he just lost to Daniel Powell. But take a look, that middle side, that top side. Look at the run that Hardy got coming off of that one. And man, oh man, this top side might be the way you see Davin Cardwell, though. Looking to the very bottom. We're going to try and take it 4 wide coming here, but Chase Hardy, getting the run off the top side every single time. He just needs one more spot after this one, but we got 3 wide, 4 wide trying to make it back there. Davin Cardwell looking to the inside, and oh man, look at Rocky Battenfield coming from almost last, Alex. Now he's up to 6 right there in the battle for 4th.
Rocky Battenfield makes the run up. This is what he needed to see, a caution flag in the air. And if you're Rocky Battenfield and Davin Cardwell, you're smiling right now because now you have a chance. As here we go, Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. So let's see. Here we go into turn 3 and 4. You see a lot of damage there on the car.
Oh, there you see someone in the wall, though. So let's take a look here. You saw someone in the wall coming on that one. And I believe, looks like Hardy might have broken something there, Alex. So he just got sent to the inside wall.
So Hardy has some problems there. He is now out of this B main. But again, Davin Cardwell, Rocky Battenfield, they're smiling right now if you're Ryan Flatten and Virgil Graham. Those two were practically gone from the rest. They are sighing right now because now they got a lot of hard work to do with Vault Leroy, Powell, Cardwell, Battenfield, Brendan Weeks. Those guys still have a chance as we're going to mark into the halfway. 6 down, 6 to run when we go green. And man, oh man, B main number 2. It's coming with a little bit of drama now.
It definitely has, Alex. And now the question is, would you prefer to start on the inside? Do you want the outside? Davin Cardwell was making that inside work. Rocky Battenfield up from dead last to 6, making the outside line work here. There you see Davin Cardwell starting on the inside, Rocky Battenfield starting the outside. So they were starting where they were making up ground, and all you need is 3rd place here. So you're going to have quite a few cars battling for that final transfer spot, Alex.
Green flag back out. Man, Ryan Flatten, he said, I'm not dealing with any pressure here. I'm going to get the jump of a lifetime. As you see Virgil Graham now, he dropped back. He didn't get the start. He wanted Vault Leroy there. He is in the 2nd spot. Graham's out the outside of him. Here comes Davin Cardwell. Cardwell in the 4th spot. He's on that bottom side. He's going to apply the pressure, but he's bringing a pack of wolves behind him.
He definitely is. And there you see Virgil Graham got a run from the top side. Cardwell saw that, went up a little bit. You see he's running a bit higher now. There's Rocky Battenfield running that same line, a little bit higher up. A little bit of contact in the back there, though. But you see everyone keeps it clean, keeps it green. Battenfield falls back to 7th, unfortunately. But Davin Cardwell, 1 spot out of making this show. And, oh, man, we got someone around, Alex.
And that is your leader. That is your leader, the 15 of Ryan Flatten. Something happened there as we're going to look at the Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. But that was Ryan Flatten. He was leading this B main number 2. And, well, gets in the slick. There he goes. Got some, man. Talked about it all night.
Alex, it looks like right there, his car looks to be getting a bit tight. And to get it to turn, he hits the brakes. And I think he just hit them a bit too hard. And he went around, and what a way to end the night. Leading the B main, hit the brakes a little bit. And the worst part is I feel bad for this guy right here is he had nowhere to go besides to the grandstands.
So Ryan Fletcher, Ryan Flatten, those two going to write an end to their night as well. But now you're Virgil Graham. You're on the pole here. You're going to get the restart. He got to get the jump here. But now Davin Cardwell, folks, he's into the transfer spot. But Rocky Battenfield, he's back up in that 5th spot with Brent New as well. So here we go. 8 cars. Going to have a dash here to the finish. Who is going to take home these final 3 spots? And we talked about it. A little bit of drama here in B main number 2.
Yeah, and Alex, you would think that this would benefit Davin Cardwell the most, as that gifted him the final transfer spot. But Rocky Battenfield Got a little bit of contact there coming out of it. Fell back a bit, was making a charge. So this little 3 to 4 lap dash here might be exactly what he needs to get that final transfer spot.
Green flag out here. Virgil Graham got the jump he needs. Now he got to hold the lead. As you see, Fault Leroy, Davin Cardwell, those two going at it. Brent New going to tap behind that 70. Tell him, I'm here, boys. Let's go racing. But you see contact back there. And another caution. So again, that was Daniel Powell. We're going to look at the Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay then. And let's see what happened there. You saw the battles up front going on. And here we go. Those two going to the outside. And it was Powell who going to go around there.
And there you see it, though, Alex. Powell gets into the wall just a little bit. And like we said before, you know, a couple times, couple broadcasts, once you hit the wall at this speed, if you're right nose to tail, you don't have much time to sit there and actually react to that one.
So now here we go. We said about the drama, and the drama continues here in B main number 2. Now it's time for a green-white checkered. Virgil Graham, he gets to go back on that front row on the pole. He's going to set the pace. Davin Cardwell, you saw him battling for the second spot. As I think we're on board, there he is, Virgil Graham, that 42 from Pennsylvania, trying to lock himself into the feature event. He's got to get the good restart here, or he'll have company with Brent New, Rocky Battenfield. Those guys still all up front there, but they're on the outside looking in as Battenfield and Brent New. So here we go, that 42. Keep an eye on him. He's going to be the one to set your tone.
Yeah, but Alex, you said it before in the heat race, heat race number 5. Don't put yourself in the spot of the last transfer position, and Davin Cardwell is there. All it takes is one mistake, and Cardwell could be out of this one. Battenfield, though, with a strong start there. Looking to the inside of Brent New already. There you see it. He is going up and charging forward. All on the inside of Davin Cardwell there. As we said before, don't put yourself in that final transfer spot, Alex. Now you've got Rocky Battenfield, Davin Cardwell battling, but up front, Virgil Graham, Bryce, Fault Leroy, white flag this time by. Here we go. All the marbles on the line. Davin Cardwell, Brent New, Rocky Battenfield, all bound for that final transfer.
Through 3 and 4, man, he set the pace here for that final restart, and he's going to take home B main number 2, the 42, Virgil Graham, Bryce, Fault Leroy, and Davin Cardwell. He is going to hold on to that final transfer spot here in B main number 2. Here's your final results. So Virgil Graham, Bryce, Fault Leroy, and Davin Cardwell going on to the show. Brent New, Matthew Selby, Brendan Weeks, Rocky Battenfield, Daniel Powell, Robert Fletcher, Ryan Flatten, Chase Hardy, and Cole Newhoffen. Again, boys, take what you learned to get ready for that spring fling coming up here. But here we go. Final B main, and on the pole, it's the 3. It's Shane James to the outside, Vanderpool Racing. 17 is Brett Rowles.
Starting third, the 84 for D1RT Racing, Clay Dedmon, to his outside, the 58 of Trent McLeod.
Brandon Bolton in the 124. He will start 5th to the outside, the 4. It's Huey Quillen.
Starting 7th, it's the 30 of Jason Stan, to his outside, the D1RT of Scooter Black.
Bryce Lucius in that 32. He will start 9th to the outside, the 29 of Chance Carr.
And right now, your final row, Christopher Davis, starting 11th in the 21, to his outside, the 75 of Travis Creech. Alex, if this B main is as drama-packed as the last one, I might need a ventilator or something to keep me going here, because man, oh man, what a run in B main number 2 and B main number 3. We could have another barn burner again, as this track is looking black top to bottom, Alex. So find the line, keep at it, and be consistent.
Again, these B mains have been a sight and a treat, and this is just your test and tune coming up April 28th and April 29th, 2-night show. It is the Schaefer Oils Spring Fling, brought to you by VLR, and that is going to be a heck of a show. These are a lot of the drivers, 120 super late models going to take to the track in Eldora. Green flag is out for your final B main. Shane James leads us into turn 1 and 2.
And there you see right there, Shane James taking us to it. Look at the battle, though, for that final transfer spot. You see there Clay Dedmon, Brandon Bolton, Huey Quillen, Trent McLeod, all right there trying to take that final spot. That's a spot you want to be at, but at the same time, you want to be one more spot up as well, Alex.
And Shane James, Brett Rouse, those two holding on to those two spots that you really want to be in. Huey Quillen said, I want to take over that second spot from you. You can deal with the pack holes behind me. As Quillen goes to the inside of Rouse. And you see Shane James not really pulling away here. He needs to take advantage of this mess as Brett Rouse still on that outside. Quillen now still going to go and try and mock that line. There's battles going on. Clay Dedmon and Brandon Bolton. They're going to go 3 wide there with Trent McLeod.
And there you see it, though. Huey Quillen wants that second spot back, as we saw before. You know, third place isn't the way you want to be. He's going to take it from Brent Rolls there. Slides up a bit. Now he's got his sights set on Shane James, but Brett says, don't forget about me back here, Huey.
Go Brett Rouse. He is still on the hunt here in that 17 machine. All 3 of them, they are secured in the feature if they can hold these positions, as there is your closest one, that 84 machine, Clay Dedmon. He is in the 4th spot, outside looking in of those transfer spots. We're closing in on halfway to go here. James still out in front. Huey Quillen, Brett Rouse, still your top 3 through 3 and 4. That 3 machine of Shane James. Here we go. 6 down, 6 to go.
And there you see, you know, Huey Quillen's been pulling him in little by little. Quillen, for the past 3 laps, has put the quickest laps down of the server. He is finding more and more speed in this race, Alex. And then you see him pulling right up to Shane James, letting him know he's right there waiting for a mistake.
Shane James there has ran a clean race, and he really needs to with that 4 machine right behind him. But again, all 3 are safe, and you see them not really pressing here on trying to get by each other, but Shane James, Huey Quillen, they're starting to pull away from that 17 of Brett Rouse. Now, if you're Rouse, you are on that final spot. You're on the bubble, and you have the outside looking in. Clay Dedmon coming up quick is at 84.
Yeah, there you see Clay Dedmon. You know, he's running quicker times than Brett Rolls right now. He is trying to find, he's railing that top side, that hot and shield line going through. You know, Brett Rolls right through the middle. There's a little bit of moisture there in that middle side, so he's trying to keep that there. And he just needs to hold off 3-lap charge from Clay Dedmon. He's going to try to look to the inside of Huey Quillen, though, as Huey appears outside. And the yellow flag is out, Alex. Drama again in heat rate, or B main number 3. So we take a look at UltimateDirtTV instant replay.
See, it is actually those guys were fighting there, and the 2475 going to get into it, and the 24 just going to go for a little spin around the track. Man, it shows right there with this new tire model. It's kind of hard to spin your car back around, but if you're Brett Rouse, this is not what you want to see. If you're Clay Dedmon, this is exactly what you want to see. Green-white checkered to end B main number 3. Oh, man, some drama yet.
You know, Alex, I think the person who didn't want to see this more than anyone was Shane James, though. He was running the quickest lap times of the race for the past couple laps there, pulling away from everyone, and now they're all bunched up. All it takes is he's got to make one mistake going into the turn number 1, and he could just ruin his chances of getting into this feature.
We saw it in B main number 2, and also in the heat races. Restarts can be costly and also can be really good when you're setting the pace. So for Shane James, if you watched the last B main, you saw it. Now do it. Virgil Graham did it, and he take home B main number 2. Now you got to do it here because you have Quillen, you have Rouse, you have Dedmon, you even have McLeod and Scooter Black back there. Anything can happen here on a green-white checkered. Lights are out on the pace truck. Pace truck gonna duck in. Green flag is out. Here we go for the final time here. The B mains are finally wrapping up as 3 B mains, and who is going to be the final 3 transfers? Huey Quillen, there he goes to the outside through 3 and 4 battles on as you see Dedmon. Now he's taking advantage of Brett Rouse. Here we go, 4 cars, 3 spots. Who's going to take him home? White flag in the air.
And there you saw Alex. Shane James didn't get the best start. Huey Quillen took advantage. Look at that top side, though. Here you go, final transfer spot. Scooter Black, look at him moving up here, up 5 spots. Final transfer. Contact between the leaders, though. Huey Quillen, Shane James, and Scooter Black look to be making it through, but Alex, I need to see official results for this because that was close all the way throughout.
And, oh, man, drama to end it. Huey Quillen wins your final B main. Shane James and Scooter Black. Man, oh, man, those three going on to the feature. Rouse, McLeod, Creech, Devin, Davis, Lucius, Bolton, Carr, and Stanton. Again, take your notes and get ready for later on. But, ladies and gentlemen, warm-ups are happening, and before warm-ups, we're going to go through our heat race winners once more. So you had Evan C., Logan Rumsey, Blake Majulis, John Ruggiero Jr., and Randall Carter. They won your heat races, so they will be starting in those front few rows. But while we go to warm-ups here, ladies and gentlemen, we will step aside and hear some great words from our great sponsors here on Ultimate Dirt TV. For a test and tune session for the Schaefer's Oil Spring Fling, and you see it there. Race to the Spring Fling. April 22nd, race for the drivers that are not already entered. Track to be announced. Entry fee is $15, but ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this race, as I was told, they will get a free entry into the Spring Fling. So again, that is April 22nd, free entry. They will tag the tail of that last chance qualifier. So they will tag the tail of that 120 cars for the Spring Fling, and that is your last chance before the last chance qualifier.
And Alex, take a look at that though. You know, not only fighting for a ticket into the Spring Fling, but there's also $600 on the line for that race as well too. Get you a ticket to Spring Fling, win a little bit of money, and go get you a chance to win a little bit more. All it takes, $15 for one driver to make it in.
This, like we said in the intro, you've heard of the Dream, you've heard of the Knoxville Nationals. There's a lot of big races, Bristol. But when it comes to iRacing, the Spring Fling, you see it, the 14th annual Spring Fling. This is one of the biggest, if not the biggest race that has ever gone on. 120 cars, super late models. This is going to be a barn burner.
And Alex, if this test and tune is any indication of how the Spring Fling will go, drama from start to finish, cars making it, cars not making it, one little mistake, and this new tire model, this new update to these late models has definitely made it an interesting one.
And you see Here we go. Feature time. Get ready as these drivers getting their setups going over with their teammates, their crew. But can we just talk about there? You see Logan Rumsey. He's quick in the warm-up session, but can we talk about the drama just in those 3B mains? Virgil Graham, Scooter Black, Davin Cardwell. All these guys making miracle runs. And when it comes to the Spring Fling, 24 cars in this feature event. And man, those final few cars in those B mains had to fight and claw for everything they got.
Yeah, you know what they say. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than to be good, and a little bit of combination there. You know, luck with them good. Here you see look at the track prep that happened though while we were gone. You know, they got out there, replowed the track a little bit, so it's not a slick top to bottom. So it's gonna be a little bit racier here, Alex. Different lines throughout for the feature tonight, and man, oh man, it looks like we're going to have a good one for this feat. Amen.
We saw it. Now that you rework the track, we saw it, though, throughout qualifying heat races, B mains. There was no key dominant line through this track tonight. Bottom side worked, middle line worked, top side worked. There was anything and everything. You saw even the slider line work for some of these guys. There was every line in the book imaginable to run at this racetrack tonight. Now with the reworking here, you see the checkered flag has waved on warm-up. This is going to be a great racetrack. I can already feel it.
And Alex, I agree with you on that one. And people, you know, had an issue with this tire model making it different. But as you saw, every single one there going. But here we go. Starting in the back on road number 12, starting at 24th, the 34th, Scooter Black for D1RT Racing. 2 is inside the 20 and 23rd, the 70 of Davin Cardwell.
Starting in row number 11 to the outside from Canada, the 91, it's Felix Roy. To the inside, the 3 of Shane James.
Riding out row number 10, the 43 of Bryce Fauntleroy. And 20th, 2 is inside the D1RT 041 of Matthew Logan.
Row number 9 to the outside, it's the 4 of Huey Quillen. To the inside from Pennsylvania, the 42, it's Virgil Graham.
Row number 8, it's the 36 of Zach McSwain. And to his inside, it is Chris Fisher.
Starting in row number 7 to the outside, the 07, it's Howard Weaver. To the inside, the 2 of Dylan Hauser.
There you see it. Row number 6, the 48 of Dylan Yeager. To his inside, the 80 for D1RT, it's Dylan Wilson.
Row number 5, Team ABR Esports, the 12, it's Alex Bergeron. And starting on the inside, the 25 of Austin Carr.
Row number 4, we got the 40. It's the 00 of Kendall Tucker.
Row number 3 to the outside, D1RT Racing, the 28, it's Trevor Fitz. To the inside, he pulled off an upset in the heat race, Team VLR 37, Randall Carter.
And here we go, a stacked second row. And fourth, it's for Slick Sensport, the 31 of Logan Rumsey. 2 is inside for D1RT Racing, the 127 of Blake Majulis.
And on your front row to the outside, D1RT Racing, the 44, it is John Ruggiero Jr. And starting on the pole, Team VLR Zone, the 33, it's Evan C. That is your starting grid here at Eldora for the Spring Fling Test and Tune. And man, oh man, it is going to burn the house down here tonight. Just look at that field. 24 cars, Davin Cardwell, Bryce Fauntleroy, Bryce, and then missed the call. Green flag is out for your feature event. 75 laps the distance, and here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Ultimate Dirt TV Crank It Cam. Have our first caution of the night out on the raceway.
And there you hate to see it. Looks like Virgil Graham's in the pits, Alex. And man, what a run through the heats. But here we go. Let's take a look at what happened. Dylan Hauser got a little bit of contact there. And oh man, cars around all over the place. And it looks like, you know, racing on this one, a better looking track. A little bit of track work got done. Everyone fighting for position. We're 4 wide, and all it takes is one move, Alex, when everyone's 4 wide back there.
Tough break there for the 42, but to say you made it through and made the feature event in this stacked field, you got to remember there's a lot of talented drivers who didn't make the feature. To even say you made the feature here, McSwain, he's in the pits, Virgil Graham in the pits as well, but those two went through the B mains. To say you knocked off some of the biggest names in iRacing, that's already an accomplishment.
It definitely isn't. Alex, we're going to try to avoid the announcer's curse here, but who you got winning this one right now?
I am going to go with the 33 of Evan C.
Going with Evan C. I am going to give you one that a lot of people seem to be counting out here. You know, the old man there, Howard Weaver. What a run through the heat race. He's back in 11th, and we know for a fact he can make his way through a field better than almost half these drivers, Alex. So I got to give it to Howard Weaver back there coming to the front.
You know what? That will be a hard-charging effort if he can make that run from the mid-pack to the front. But you see, it's a tall task, 75 laps worth of distance. Green flag back out here as C gets the jump here. But you see who's already up there, that 127, Blake Majulis. The battles that those two have had through the ages, I feel like they're old because the battles have made it feel forever and ever. But Blake Majulis goes to the inside of the 33, but don't count out that 37. Randall Carter, Kendall Tucker, they're right behind these two.
Yeah, Evan C to the outside of Blake Majulis. Randall Carter right there looking. Look at Kendall Tucker, though, moving up. Logan Rumsey, all moving up right there, top 5 under a blanket. But here you go. Randall Carter looking to the inside of Evan C. Blake Majulis in the lead. 3-car battle for the lead right now. Blake cutting to the bottom side there. Randall Carter trying to make it work. And here comes Kendall Tucker moving his way up. Looking to the outside, trying to take that 3rd spot away.
You see Kendall Tucker now. You see how he is running compared to what he did in the heat race. He's going to that middle line now, as he might be avoiding, a little bit of deja vu. As now he's going to go to that bottom side. But you remember that heat race? It cost him the heat race win going to the bottom side. Made a mistake, and Ruggiero made the capitalize. But he's back at 7th right now. Tucker in 4th, and you see it here. Majulis, Carter, C, and Tucker, and Trevor Fitz in that 5th spot. As again, people have said it throughout the night, this is a stacked field for this feature event.
It definitely is, Alex, but I want to take a second here. This battle for 13th and 14th, Felix Roy and Shane James back up 9 and 7 spots respectively from the back of the field, coming through B mains. But take a look here. You see Howard Weaver in that as well, too. All battling, move up 1 spot, because all it takes, one caution, stack everyone back up. 1 spot can make the difference between a good run there or not, but 5 cars under a blanket. And there you see Alex Bergeron trying to hold off a hard pack there, but back up front, you see Kendall Tucker still fighting. Evan C., Randall Carter all fighting. Carter makes a move to the inside. C's on the top side right there. What a run. C's getting off the edge there. Kendall Tucker right there, though. Evan C. going to look to the inside. We're 3 wide going to turn number 3.
3 wide they go for the 2nd spot. Carter, C, Tucker, they're going at it head to head. You have 2 VLR teammates there in C and Carter. Kendall Tucker in his Swindell car. That 00 machine as we're going to go 3 wide once more. These 3 cars all trying to catch up to that 127 Majulis. He is still out in front here going into 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's exactly what Majulis wants to see right now is a 3-car battle for second. He's going to pull away, but Evan C. going to get a great run off there. Try and take 2nd spot. Majulis goes to the bottom. C on that top side, though. Here you see what Majulis is seeing from the backside, though. Running that high side. Look at the run that C got coming off that. But look at the better run Majulis got.
See, Majulis, he is enjoying this sight. If he sees the back of his head here, it's C, Tucker, Carter, Carr, Fitz. They're all going at it head for head, and he's just sitting up there comfortable for now. But you see C is getting a run. Can he get to him here? And, man, 15 laps in the books here. Oh, man, Blake Majulis going to rub that nose, almost catastrophe. He's flirting with danger there on that bottom side.
And, Alex, we're taking a look at the scoring over here. Evan C., not far off, maybe a couple thousandths of a second slower than Majulis right now. get a little bit faster. But there you see, look at the run the top side gets coming off. Kendall Tucker got a heck of a run on Carter, and Carter had nothing going for it. Looks like that top side may be starting to be where it's at, Alex.
Yes, this is a battle here. C in second. There's Kendall Tucker in the third spot. Randall Carter right behind him, as Austin Carr has impressed some people's eyes here tonight. He's in that fifth spot. Trevor Fitz as well. A lot of these guys, they are showing that they have that new feel here, as they might have the advantage over some of these guys who are not used to this tire model, and it's one of those. This is a different animal here. It's not about setup. It's about how you can drive here tonight.
It definitely is. And there you see, we got a battle going on back there. Dylan Hauser up 4 spots, going past Dylan Wilson and Alex Bergeron. So we've got battles throughout the entire field, but here you see it right here. Randall Carter, Austin Carr, Kendall Tucker. Tucker made a slight mistake on that top side. All it takes is one, but look at the run coming off the top side here. Carter going to look to the inside of Carr going right into here. 3 wide going into the corner. A little bit of contact, nothing too major though. Tucker takes 4th spot from Carr. Carr's going to look to back as Tucker gets into the wall.
Tucker there now. He's up on that top side, the Hornshield line. It is a dangerous line to run. That cushion is right up against the wall already here with 22 laps getting in the books. Evan C., Blake Majulis, Randall Carter, still your top 3. Kendall Tucker, Austin Carr, Trevor Fitz. Look at Ruggiero Jr. Ever since he dropped back there, he's been in the 7th spot, but now he has some company because there's Logan Rumsey as well, as a lot of these drivers have dropped back in the field. Look at the 2. It's Dylan Hauser. He's going to try and make it 3 wide. Here's Hauser, has sneaked his way into the top 10 after that early race incident.
Yeah, Hauser moving up. He's up 5 spots already, and what a run. But, Alex, we missed it here. Blake Majulis lost the lead to Evan C., and Evan C. is about 1/10 of a second quicker every single lap moving forward. Last lap right there, they're about equal, but lap traffic starting to play a factor. Now you got to see Evan C. working his way around lap traffic. Majulis on the high side as well, but, man, what a move. Evan C. got around Majulis and has taken him away and saying, I want this win, sir.
At over 20 laps, green flag here. So a lot of these drivers, for some of them, they're closing in on that race distance that you're used to. 75 laps for some of these drivers might be a lot to ask. And with a long green flag run, you see the lap traffic. These two battling out, Randall Carter, Kendall Tucker, those two going side by side. But now they're going to come up on the 42 of Virgil Graham, who's lap traffic. So now those two are going to have to make a decision. You saw there was Graham in the lower part of your screen, as now who's going to have to make the move and who's going to have to sacrifice some speed.
Yeah, definitely there. But take a look at Kendall Tucker. He is running the wild child line throughout that. Look how up on the wall he is. Look at the run he gets to set up for a slide job going into turn number 1. There was a slider on Carr, but Carr going to try to look underneath, but Tucker gets such a run there that it's just there. And here you go, lap traffic playing away. He's going to be used as a pick, but, man, Tucker running that top side to perfection, Alex.
Tucker, he's looking really comfortable on that top side. Carter looks like a little lost here, trying to make some moves, trying to see where that car fits. The 42 of Graham going to slide up there. I don't think he knows that those lead lap cars are behind him, as now they go to the bottom side. Graham going to smartly stay up top, as Tucker, Carter, they get around him as well. But Evans, C. Majulis, those two probably are inching closer. It's now at 42. He's just fighting to stay on the lead lap, but C. Majulis, those guys probably are inching closer to that more lap traffic.
Yeah, definitely there, but we're not talking about right now. Evan C. pulling away with this one again, showing quicker than Majulis every single time around right now. Evan, he was quick time in qualifying, won this heat race with a commanding lead. He's looking to make a clean sweep here tonight, Alex.
Yes, Evans C. quick time, won his heat race, started on the pole. Now all he has to do is win this feature event. But you see, there's Logan Rumsey, Dylan Hauser, Dylan Wilson. And Dylan Wilson has been quiet most of the night here. He's made the feature. but he really has been quiet. You haven't heard much from that 80 machine for D1RT. He's sitting in the top 10, but there's Alex Bergeron. He's getting some speed now. He's in the 9th spot. You see, they're 3 wide back there with Bergeron, as it's him, Ruggiero Jr., Jay Place, those guys battling it out. 3 wide. There's also Dylan Wilson. Wilson there going to go to the inside, as all these guys battling and trying to get into the top 10 here, as now Wilson, Bergeron, those two go at it. Here comes Ruggiero Jr. He's going to sneak into that 9th spot now as well.
Yeah, there you see here, Dylan Wilson being a quiet Charger right now. You know, just biding his time, running some laps. He's probably one of the quickest drivers on the lap track right now. Running times consistently close to the leaders. But Alex, here we go. Caution flag is out after a long green flag run. And man, oh man, it's going to put everyone back up together for Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. Take a look. It looks like Felix Roy right there gets to the bottom side and looks like he's trying to take it to the pits and just hits the wall. And unfortunately, caution comes out, Alex.
So Roy there went to the bottom side because he had Majulis, he had C right behind him there, about to put him a lap down, and he was a smart move, tried to go to the bottom side, but the pit wall just came out and bit him.
And Alex, that's going to cause about some mid-race drama right now. We're just about halfway in, halfway gone. Blake Majulis, Evan C., Kendall Tucker. That caution might be what Tucker was needing, as he was one of the quicker cars throughout. And he had that high side working, so he's going to start to the inside of this one, though, Alex.
And these guys have put on a show. But again, 33 of Evan C., the 127 of Blake Majulis. Those two are the ones that you got to keep your eye on, because they've gone to war multiple times. They're going to war once more tonight. Tucker, Carter, those two have sat back, relaxed for most of the race. Can those two come up and sneak attack? We'll find out. We're back green here. 37 laps. Here we go. We're on lap 37. Evan C., he's still out in front, but now he has more company, as now Tucker goes to the inside trying to get by Blake Majulis there, but that top side, Tucker's now going to be left out, as now he's going to slide up. That top side coming in, folks, as a lot of cars going to the top side, and if you didn't get there on the restart, you might be in trouble.
Yeah, that top side's definitely where it's at. You see Blake Majulis, so trying to work that bottom side over Evan. Majulis going to throw a slide job on C. C is going to turn underneath, though. Looks like Evan going to keep that lead for this time by, but we got a barn burner of a lead for the front. But what you haven't seen as well, Dylan Hauser is now up to 5th and 6th, battling Randall Carter, Logan Rumsey, and Austin Carr for that 4th spot right there. But look at the back right there. We were 5 wide for a second, Alex.
You see they're 4 wide, 2 rows deep, they're 4 wide, as these guys are battling. That is your top 10 right there. Jay Place, Randall Carter, Bergeron, Ruggiero, they're on the outside of the top 10, but all these guys fighting. And if you're especially Jay Place, Davin Cardwell, Huey Quillen back there with Shane James, if you can say that you finished ahead of guys like Davin Cardwell, Bergeron, Fitz, that's a check off your bucket list, because you're finished in the top 10 of one of the biggest testing tunes here, but yet you beat some of the best here on the server. As you see, we're still 3 wide.
Yeah, Alex, that is a hornet's nest if I've ever seen one, but take a look right back there at the end of your screen. You see the 70 car of Davin Cardwell. He started 23rd in this one. He is up to 13th right now, battling for that top 10 spot. What a run by him, but what a battle going on right now. You see Bergeron pulling away a little bit, out Dylan Wilson, Trevor Fish, Ruggiero, all right there. One mistake could cost this entire field, but Alex, there's a reason these drivers are the best of the best of super late models.
You talked about Davin Cardwell, Jay Place, but look who's back there in the 13th spot. The 07 of Howard Weaver. 45 laps are in the book next time by. And Howard Weaver still trying to make a climb. I see a lot of fans saying it's the Weaver fever. And you're feeling it right now, because this guy is coming through the field, and he has had to battle his way from the back to the front to the back to the front. He's in that mid-pack of that hornet's nest.
Yeah, and someone's stirring the hornet's nest. They're starting to settle down a little bit right now, Alex, but you know how these drivers are. Everyone wants one more spot. One more spot's all you need. And you see Davin Cardwell there looking to the top side. Dylan Wilson gets into the wall a little bit, but man, we are 3 wide again going into the corners here. Dylan Wilson, though, going to go past Jay Place there, but Davin Cardwell hot on the heels. Look at the run he's getting off that corner.
Davin Cardwell, he is looking strong around the turns there, but now he is right behind Jay Place. He's trying to make a move. Place there went to the bottom as well. Now we're going to take it 3 wide. Cardwell going to slide up in front of Place as these guys battling to make it into the top 10. You have Fitz, who's right now in the 10th spot, Jay Place and Davin Cardwell, all right there. There's Huey Quillen. There is the 07 of Howard Weaver as well. All these guys trying to move their way up. And if you're John Ruggiero Jr., you want to finish in the top 10 after winning your heat race here tonight.
Yeah, Alex, we keep looking at this battle here, but look at Alex Bergeron up into 5th place, battling with Hauser, battling with Carr. We've got a battle going on in every spot of this track. We're 3 wide here, going through every single time. Alex Bergeron up 5 spots, Dylan Hauser up 7, Austin Carr up 5. And we got battles going here, and there you see Dylan Wilson, Logan Rumsey making their names known in that battle as well, too. We've got battles all over the place, Alex.
You see, there is a pack between Carr, Hauser, Bergeron, Rumsey, all those guys. You saw that mid-Hornet's Nest back there, mid-pack to the back. And then you have Evan C., Blake Majulis, Kendall Tucker. Those guys you haven't really seen because they're on the land of their own, out in front of everyone else. And, man, if this goes from that last restart to checkered, that Hornet's Nest might be the curtain call for whoever wins this race because you're going to have to move and you're going to have to groove a lot through that nest.
Yeah, you're definitely going to be moving a lot there. You see Dylan Hauser, though. He's trying to move up into 4th. He's had a strong car all night. Takes a commanding lead of 4th place there. He's up 9 spots already. You see Bergeron there looking to the inside. You've got Rumsey right there. You got Dylan Wilson all right there. Davin Cardwell takes 9th. He's looking to catch up to these guys as well. And a battle between them could allow Cardwell to catch up and make up even more spots. As Cardwell, your hard charge night up 14 spots so far, Alex.
Cardwell up 14. He's in the 9th spot, but can we talk about the new leader, the 127, Blake Majulis? He takes back the lead from the 33, as now you see he's coming by Chris Fisher there. Chris Fisher about to go a lap down in the 20th spot, but there's Evan C. right behind him. The track getting a little darker, a little slicker here, and these cars are going at it. Majulis, though, out in front, there's Evan C., and we talked about it. These guys are on the land of their own right now. Kendall Tucker especially, you saw him. He's right there. And then Dylan Hauser is a lot behind. You see them. They're coming into the turn as he's exiting. So Kendall Tucker, he is on a one-man island, and he just has to keep himself clean, and he has himself a 3rd-place finish right now because these boys are fighting. But there's Hauser. He's in 4th. Bergeron, Rumsey, they're in 5th and 6th, and then you have Austin Carr behind them as well. These boys all want a top 5 finish now as they've all had to fight into the top 10. Now they want more.
Yeah, Alex, this has been a 12-round title fight. We are probably in about round 11 right now. About 15 laps left. Dylan Hauser winning the war of attrition right now, up 9 spots. Davin Cardwell up in the 9th. But look at who is coming. Alex Bergeron. He may be a sprint car driver, but he should know that hot and shield line so well. You see him running it right there. He's a 3-time World of Outlaw iRacing champion for a reason. And there you see him battling Hauser right now, hot on his tail. As you see, Alex Bergeron was actually a 10th faster last time around than Dylan Hauser.
These two have went to war on multiple occasions in super late models in that Pro Series. As Bergeron, you said, sprint car driver, won 3 times, 3-time World of Outlaw champion in sprint cars, but he's also won that black stripe for the super late models as well. So he has some history here running these cars, and he's had some good wars with Dylan Hauser. And you look at it, Majulis, C., Tucker, Hauser, Bergeron, Rumsey, and Dylan Wilson. Your top 7 are all, I think, current black stripe drivers on the dirt oval, all pro drivers in their own respect, and it shows right here them all being in the top 10.
Yeah, definitely right there, Alex. We've got some heavy hitters here. You take a look, though, Blake Majulis about a 2.5 seconds ahead of Evan C. right now. He is letting it known that he wants to win this one. Kendall Tucker about 5 seconds back from C. And then just slightly behind that, you're seeing, though, Dylan Hauser, Alex Bergeron are catching Kendall Tucker, and they are catching him fast. They're about 4 to 5 tenths quicker each lap around as Tucker's falling back a little bit, and now he's going to come under pressure from Hauser and Bergeron. We're taking a look at Blake Majulis, though, from that cockpit view, just riding around, keeping his laps going as he is about a second ahead of Evan C.
Now you look ahead of that 127. Here he's starting to get in what was that big hornet's nest of lap traffic. Randall Carter, Shane James, Dylan Yeager, Huey Quillen. That's your up to 14 spots right now. If you can get and lap those guys, man, oh man, you must be a man on a mission tonight with this long green flag run, as now he gets around Randall Carter, and man, the 127 just trying to put more and more cars in between him and that 33 and secure this victory here. But with under 10 laps to go, there is still a lot of racing. We saw it in heat races. We saw it in consolation races, and it's all come ahead here in the feature. We're closing in on 5 to go in the 127. Enters turn 3 and 4, but he's still got a lot of lap traffic.
Yeah, and Alex, let's take a second to watch this battle for third coming up. Dylan Hauser moving up closer to Kendall Tucker, bringing Bergeron with him. Like I said, about a tenth to 4 tenths quicker each lap. And there you see Hauser's right on Kendall Tucker, who seems to be slowing down right now. Hauser's going to throw a major slide job going into turn number 3. Kendall Tucker going to try to turn underneath him, but Hauser is just way too fast for him right now. As there you see a little bit from the heat race, gets in the inside wall. And Alex, look at this though. Alex Bergeron taking advantage up in the third.
Bergeron there, you saw the contact between Tucker and Hauser, and when Alex Bergeron said, thank you very much, I'm going to sneak my way into the third spot as more contact between those two as they battle on for the 4th spot. But Alex Bergeron, he is starting to inch his way away from those 2 cars right now. Bergeron is in 3rd, but here we go. We're closing in on 2 to run for that 127 of Blake Majulis. Evan C., he still has a chance here, folks. He's in that 2nd spot. Alex Bergeron now, he is in that final podium spot on 3rd, and then you have Tucker Hauser in the top 5 as well. Bergeron starting to be on an island of his own.
Yeah, Bergeron pulling away. He would love to see a caution right now, but here you go. Right here, Blake Majulis going to take us to the white flag this time by Majulis, a 2.5 seconds ahead of Evan C. And man, oh man, barring some type of incident, but there you see Majulis gets into the wall. Evan C. a little bit too far back to capitalize though, but we might have a battle coming here as Bergeron's closing on Evan C. at the last little bit, but a little mistake by Bergeron. Blake Majulis takes us to the check at Evan C., Alex Bergeron, Dylan Hauser, and Kendall Tucker round out your top 5.
And man, oh man, the 127 Blake Majulis takes home a 75-lap feature. It was basically dominated up front by him and that 33 of Evan C. But here is your final results. Again, Majulis, C, Bergeron, Hauser, and Tucker, your top 5. Then Logan Rumsey, Austin Card, Davin Cardwell, John Ruggiero Jr., and Huey Quillen, your top 10.
And Trevor Fitz, Howard Weaver, Dylan Yeager, Shane James, Matthew Logan, and Randall Carter round out your cars on the lead lap. So 16 cars stay on the lead lap. There you see Chris Fisher, Scooter Black in 17th and 18th. Then Dylan Wilson, Jay Place, Virgil Graham, Felix Roy, Zach McSwain, and Bryce Fauntleroy round out your field. And Alex, what a race, what a run. You know, Davin Cardwell has to be really confident going into the spring fling now, up 15 spots from that one, Alex.
A lot of these drivers, Davin Cardwell, a phenomenal run. You know, everyone said Weaver fever. He looks sharp tonight of Howard Weaver. But again, we can't go without talking about those top 3, those top 5 even of C, Majulis, Bergeron, Hauser, Tucker. They all look good. Logan Rumsey as well. Davin Cardwell, as we said, these all look sharp. They all have some learning points here to get ready for the spring fling. But I think, are we heading down for interviews? So, while we go down to Victory Lane, we will be right back after these great sponsors get their words in here on Ultimate Dirt TV. And we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV for the Schaefer's Oil Spring Fling Test and Tune here at Eldora Speedway. I'm Alex Robinson, Dominic Foster, and BJ Duvall back in the producer's spot. We are down here in Victory Lane, and we are going to start off coming home in third place tonight. It was the 12 of Alex Bergeron. Alex Bergeron, and man, oh man, you put on a show here tonight, battling it out with Hauser and Tucker, and then those two get into it. You capitalize here and come home with a podium.
Yeah, it was really good. We started deep, fell back, I think, to like 14th or so. Definitely had the long run car here tonight. Our first couple laps, I said the first 35 laps or 40 laps was terrible. We're super tight, and we're jacking the left front up. So definitely, we definitely came back strong there at the end, and felt like I had the car to win here tonight. Just everyone was so spread out, and would have needed at least one caution there at the end.
Now you see the car count here tonight, the test and tune for the Spring Fling. What notes have you taken from this long night to take over to that Spring Fling?
I was just trying to kind of, try to mix a little bit of the long run, the short run speed. It's definitely something we'd have to work on a little bit. Other than that, just Eldora, something to add on the notes. It definitely wears in fast, like Steven said there in the chat for the admin. So definitely a track that wears out very quickly. And, I think it's good for us, but at the same time, it's really hard to, stay and hold your position at the beginning when you have a long run car there.
I know you got a lot of great people, a lot of great sponsors backing that number 12. Who would you like to thank for another great run here tonight?
Well, everyone at Team VR Esports, Jason and Rebecca, everybody that supports us, all of our partners, CSI Shocks, Bill Educat, BK Designs, Wiring Farm Equipments, ABR Setup Shop, CD Syntography, Stoco, and like I said, everybody that supports us, all the fans out there tuning in, my dad for watching all the time, and VLR for putting these test races. It's definitely good for the drivers to get some tests in, and same thing for them to figure out what track we're going to use. It's definitely going to be a tough decision. Every track are very close to each other, and with this new ability, I feel like it definitely helped it out. It's putting on some great racing.
It is the number 12 coming home in third. It is Alex Bergeron. And Dom is catching up with our third place finisher, the 33 of Evan C.
Yeah, Alex, I caught up to our second place finisher of Evan. And Evan, what a battle between you and Blake. You're both checked out on an island going through. Walk us through that battle there as it was back and forth the entire race.
Oh, yeah, it was just kind of testing some new stuff out on the car tonight. Surprisingly, it came in there about lap 15, and it was pretty fast there. I felt like we had a fastest car on the track at that point, and then we faded just a little bit back to Blake in those last laps, and I also started having to save fuel. I was putting it in neutral a couple laps, those last laps, just trying to save. But I mean, it was definitely a fun battle. It was both pretty close on times. Just matter of who could just squeak out those few thousandths there at the end.
Yeah, it was definitely a close battle between you two the entire way through. But Evan, you were dominant throughout, winning quick time, winning the heat race, almost winning this feature night. So who would you like to thank for helping you out, being so dominant tonight?
Yeah, just all the guys at Team VLR, CFME Sports, iRacing iFlag, Kevin Dedmon, his band Dirty Grass Soul, Captain Morgan, Jeremy Next Over Designs, 127 Industries. Just everybody else helps out on the car. Just thank y'all guys for doing the broadcast for us tonight, and VLR for putting on this event.
All right, Alex, I'm going to send it back up to you. I think you caught up to Blake Majulis, but that was your second place winner of Evan C.
Here he is, the winner, the 127 for D1RT Racing, Blake Majulis. And man, how do you feel coming out of this test and tune and a win here tonight on this talented field?
Oh, really good for sure, especially knowing got a lot of big races coming up. It was definitely a good showing tonight for sure. Learned a lot. I mean, super fast. Excited for the next one.
Now, what notes are we taking away from this dominant field, this dominant performance, and what are you taking in case we come back here to Eldora for that spring fling?
Yeah, obviously right now I'm praying it's here. It'll be close, but I think my half-mile game will be pretty good. Evan was really good. I mean, other than Evan, I didn't really see anybody too good. Me and Evan just pulled away there. And it was definitely a good race. He was a little bit better in the midsection, and then towards the end there, just a little bit better. But he was definitely there giving me a run for the money, and then almost ran out of fuel, so I was saving about the last 10 laps. So, definitely a good run here tonight. Track raced pretty well up until that last couple 10 laps there. It went up against the wall, but you'll have that.
Who's behind the scenes? We know you got a lot of great people backing that 127. Who do you got to thank here tonight?
Yeah, a lot of people. First, got to thank you guys for broadcasting this. D1RT Racing, Represent Limited, ML Performance, Matt Logan for everything he does for me. Reliable Energy Solutions, Jeff Swilley, he's a man. He does a lot for me in my program as well. Chris Ferguson Motorsports, CD Cinematography, BK Designs, Showtime Decals and Apparel, and Design 75 for the sweet-looking wrap.
Is your winner, it's the 127 of Blake Majulis. And ladies and gentlemen, this will wrap things up here for Ultimate Dirt TV. Again, this was a test and tune for the Schaefer's Oil Spring Fling, the 14th annual Spring Fling. That is happening April 28th and April 29th. Two-day event that will be coming up soon. The biggest event on iRacing. Ultimate Dirt TV would like to thank their great sponsors, Speed Shop 51, World of Thunder Esports League, SRT Australia, Heatwave Design, and FEG PC for all their great support here at Ultimate Dirt TV. For Dominic Foster, BJ Duvall, back in the booth, I am Alex Robinson. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, have a great night.